and to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Formalities, but I'll read the abstract. As required by Montana law, members of the community are given an opportunity to make brief comments to the board on any matters not included in the agenda. Individuals wishing to be heard shall first be recognized by the chairperson. Individuals, after identifying themselves, will proceed to make brief comments. The board would like to remind everyone that to avoid violations of individual rights and privacy, a member of the public wishing to address the board will not be allowed to make comments about any student, staff member, or member of the general public. No action may be taken on any matter discussed during the public comment portion of the meeting until such time as the matter is specifically noted on an agenda and the public has been allowed the opportunity to comment. I don't think we have any public participants. Do we have any online? Then I guess we proceed with the consent agenda. Dee Dee, Thomas, did you guys want to give us a quick summary, or should we just? Looks like we have a number of hires and substitutes, coaches, and
Yeah, we're just taking advantage.
Confirmations.
Of the board meeting to go ahead and get these people hired.
perfect. Do we have a motion to continue?
I move to accept consent agenda items.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Or is there any public? Nobody is joined online, we assume. Comes back to the board for comment. Any comments? Comes back to a vote. All in favor of approving the new hire, the personnel resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 1, 2, 3, 5 to nothing. Recertified district budget, taxable values and mills. Should we begin with a motion? Yes.
I move to approve the elementary and high school budgets for 2024-2025 after recertification of taxable values as of September 27th, 2024.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Do not see any public present, none online, I assume. Any board questions?
Is there any significant change on this from the last?
The budget change or stayed the same, but the taxable value, the number that we multiply the taxable values by to get the number of mills changed. And it wasn't that significant, maybe 1% increase. And so it did it will impact people's taxes based off of what you guys levied in the thing, but it only is like 2.75 mills less.
2.64.
2.64 between elementary and high school, so a little over 1 mil each. And so it's not a huge impact, but I mean, hey, every little bit counts. I did like a analysis to see like how much that would impact taxpayers, and it's like some at $16, some is $40, you know.
And that's all because of the increase in the number of participants
Mhm.
by,
Yeah,
so the number of participants.
it's a number of participants because it's not a reassessment year, so it's just adding those taxpayers on to the rolls that weren't on before.
Okay, any further questions? Hearing none, it comes back to the board for a vote. All in favor of approving the adjusted elementary and high school budgets for 2024 and 2025, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5 to nothing. Consider bus route changes for 2024, 2025.
Good evening. You approved all of our routes in July and we met with all of our drivers, and so there's some changes to 22 routes, adding a difference of 9 miles to each route total. So that's what we're bringing to you.
We have a motion to continue.
I move to approve proposed route changes to 22 routes to increase mileage by 9 miles per day for buses for the 2024-2025 school year. I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. No public comment, nobody online. Comes back to the board. Any questions for Scott?
You said 9 total.
Yep.
on 22 round.
Correct.
Okay, any further questions?
I love the comment at the bottom about having the correct information.
If you were there still, Marion, you'd be happy with us.
All right, I think it comes back to a vote. All in favor of approving the proposed route changes, say aye. Aye, all opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. And our last item, new business, consider transportation contract, Scott.
We have a family in transition. It's a high schooler that's living in the campground in Cardwell.
We have a motion to continue.
I moved to McKinney Dental contract for one high school student whose housing situation is in transition and who is currently living outside the school district boundaries.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. I'm assuming nobody's online still. Comes back to the board. Any questions for Scott?
So in transition means that this is different
That's the hope, yes.
and.
They're McKinney-Vento.
Activities going on, kind of help
Um,
do something.
Courtney is in contact with them, so I'm hoping that they're helping as much as they can.
Are you at liberty to say if they're an existing student or are they new? Can you?
I'm not sure.
So, Scott, even though they're driving 45 miles one way, they only get $12.95 a day, right?
Correct.
So they're round trip 90 miles for $12.95.
Correct.
But we're out of pocket for that.
I'm sorry, what?
So we're out of pocket for that.
We're reimbursed by the state because they're McKinney-Vento.
I'm just questioning that 11. that
$12.
class by OPI doesn't.
I'll double check with Stephanie, but She's the one that put the mileage in, but I'll double check it.
Oh, they only reimburse the family. I thought they were saying they only.
And only on days that the kid comes to school.
Correct,
They don't come to school, they don't get reimbursed for that day.
Right.
correct.
But if you lived 20 miles, you'd still get $12.95. Doesn't seem fair.
Is card,
In Cardwell, you get $12.95.
is it 45 miles away from here? Guess I'm not sure how far it is.
So if I just drove that,
Okay, I will double check then.
but it would seem like that in the past, when I've seen on staff, there's a lot of activity to get families something closer, something if they're really truly in transition.
So,
But we have to take them in that light. I'm just thinking that the parents are going to be out a lot of money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, that's I guess I was wondering, like, I would vote yes for it, but wouldn't it make more sense for the student to go to Whitehall?
there's a lot of that, but they are mechanical. You're allowed to go to your current school that you're
So
still
they're
going to.
existing students. then.
Because we have a family that's been in Bozeman for, I think this is year 3. And technically, in my opinion, they should be going to Bozeman, but they're still under the family in transition. So they can still come to Belgrade.
Is there a time limit that a family can stay under that?
That I'm not sure. That's above my pay grade. That's Courtney's.
There are a lot of, it's a federal law.
I know it is.
So there's lots of rules and lots of nuances to them. And so we typically are in contact with the head of McKinney-Vento and at OPI to run past scenarios, and we go by how we're directed to go.
I guess I'm surprised it even comes back to us for a vote then, if we'd have to do it.
Well, it used to be under consent agenda and then it got pulled out to be separate if you want it back on the. consent
Yeah, but if the feds
agenda.
are making you do it, I mean,
So
what if we said no?
Oh, wait, he just said that we could put it under the consent agenda though.
if you say no, then I guess I gotta figure out a bus to go out there 5:30 in the morning to pick them up and
That's crazy.
In Evento, we can't say no.
you can say no to the contract and then I'd have to figure out a bus or a car to go pick them up.
Hmm.
So that you can,
That's what costs us so much.
Yeah. It's a no-brainer.
so,
Thank you for answering my clarifying questions. Any further questions? Comes back to the board for a vote. All in favor of approving the transportation contract, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0.
thank you. And I will double check with Stephanie on the mileage for that.
Thank you. Guess that's the end of the meeting. Meeting is adjourned.